Hey, it's your dad, the wizard. This is going to be a video about how I joined a secret society. It's been about 2 months now since I joined. You might be wondering which one I joined. It's called Anticus Mysticusque Ordo Rosicrucia, otherwise known as AMORC, or simply the Rosicrucian Order, because it is the largest and most well-known Rosicrucian order in the world currently. There are many like it, but this one is mine. So there's a lot of options for you little wizlets out there if you want to join a secret society nowadays. I chose to join this one for a few reasons. So other ones I considered, there's like Freemasons. My neighbor growing up was a Freemason. He was super into it. He got me a job basically at the place I did my co-op at, and I drove to work with him every day for like a year or two, and he was like, I don't know what they call it, like the master of his lodge or something like that, like the highest position in his lodge that they have an election for every year or something like that. And then he's like, so yeah, he was like the top guy in his lodge. I could have got in there if I wanted to. At the time I was an atheist though, so I don't think I would have qualified. And I assume they have a thing where they don't really like specifically ask people to join, because he never really brought it up. I think he tried to like trick me into being interested in asking about it a couple times. Like, there's the time we went to get stuff out of his trunk, and there was like all this weird like magical garden equipment in there, like a trowel and all this, like a square and all this like Freemason stuff. I don't know. So that's the thing. I feel like Freemasonry is like a lot of memorizing these ceremonies. I don't basically want to like act in a play. I want to like get practical magical knowledge and stuff. So I feel like Freemasonry is a lot of like reading and stuff. I don't want to do that. But I like that it's got like an in-person element. I looked into like the Lima Golden Dawn kind of stuff. The Golden Dawn doesn't actually exist anymore, but there's like Ordo Templi, what is it, like OTO, I don't know, Ordo Templar Orientis or something like that. The closest lodge that I could find for the OTO is like 2 or 3 hours away, so that wasn't gonna work for me. There's AA, which is like the super secret version of OTO, it seems like. That one seems pretty hardcore. You basically like, you have to find this email address and send them an email, and then they send you like a list of books to read, and you have to read the books for like 6 months and then get back to them, and they quiz you, and then you get introduced to it, I think is what it looks like how it works. But anyways, I chose to join the Rosicrucian order because it seemed like, I don't know, the easiest. It starts off just online at home. You can do it all to begin with, so I did that. So yeah, I'm gonna try and explain this in a way that I don't like reveal any proprietary secrets. I'm not allowed to tell you things that are in the monographs, but I can tell you basically all the public knowledge that I found out about them before I joined and stuff like that. So the main thing so far that it seems to be covering is like, okay, so I think I can mention this because it explicitly says in Liber 777 that you can share this with non-Rosicrucians. I don't think this is like a monograph. So the two big things, there's like the celestial sanctum and how to like ascend to your celestial sanctum in meditation and stuff. That's like the first big lesson that you learn. And the other one is like this, they're called like vowel sounds. I've only just started to learn about this, but I've seen some videos online about Rosicrucian vowel sounds, and it's basically like stuff like in like Hinduism, how you might have a mantra like the word Om, stuff like that. There's like 7, I don't know how many there are, it's probably like 7 or more vowel sounds, but it seems like that's what so far Rosicrucianism mostly seems about, is like ascending to your celestial sanctum and vowel sound intonation. And just like, I don't know how it works exactly, like the resonant frequency of it does something. They haven't really told me about that yet. So there's like different stages. So I'm like a postulant right now, which is like the first 8 monographs or the first 2 months that you complete. And next week, I believe I should become a neophyte, which is there's 3 atrium degrees after the postulant section of the Rosicrucian order, and then it takes like 16 months before you can actually, well, you can attend in-person events. There's like convocations and stuff. There's a lodge pretty close to me that I could go to, which is another reason that I chose them, just for like practicality. I wanted to be able to like go to a, they call it like a pranos, I don't know, like a lodge that you can attend for like, they have like a monthly meeting that's basically for all members. And then there is temple degrees that you can do at the actual lodge. I think, so the atrium degrees, it's all like self-initiated. You do it at home. I think starting with the first temple degree, I believe you have to do that one at a lodge, and then all of the next ones you can do like at home by yourself in your, what do they call it? Your sanctum by yourself. But yeah. So what do I think about it so far? It seems really slow learning so far. I feel like the whole second cycle or the whole second month of lessons, there wasn't anything practical in it. So that was kind of annoying. It was just like learning the history of the order and like the things that you'll learn at different stages. And I feel like from what I read, it seems like I'm not really gonna get into the stuff that I'm actually interested in until like the 7th temple degree, which is like, I don't know, probably like 2 or 3 years away. I think it probably takes like 4 or 5 years to get all the way through the initiate stage to the Illuminati, and then there's like multiple other Illuminati stages after that. They won't even tell you what's in the Illuminati stage until you get there, though. But I kind of feel like, okay, first of all, I don't like that it's all online now. Apparently they used to send the monographs out in the mail, and I think it would be really cool to actually get the monographs on paper. Like, I think I'd pay like an extra $100 a year for sure to get it mailed to me, like a magazine subscription almost. I think it'd just be cool to get like a Harry Potter acceptance letter to Hogwarts kind of thing, where you're like, you get like this envelope sealed with a wax seal from the Rosicrucian order every month in the mail. First of all, my mailman would think I'm crazy, but I think that'd be pretty sweet. But it's not like that. It's you just go online and download the monographs now, and there's no option to get physical copies unless you want to print it off yourself. So that's a little bit lame. I feel like it's kind of made more for boomers. I feel like some of the language and stuff is really out of touch for me as someone in my 20s or 30s. I'm in my 30s, but I don't know why I meant to say the other way around. Someone in their 30s, or especially if you're in your 20s, like millennials and Zoomers reading this stuff, it's a little bit LARPy. I don't know if I buy into everything that they say about the Egyptian history. I've heard some like actual Egyptologists online say that the Egypt stuff is not actually accurate, that the order speaks about. I kind of try and ignore all that anyways. I'm really here for like the metaphysical information, the practical stuff that I can learn and apply. So that's something. But there's all this like boomer language in it. I don't know how I can like give you an example of it, but there's some annoying things like, I don't know, there's this one point in like the first set of monographs where it's like, very soon you'll be like very subtly tested, and you might not pass this test if you're not like pure of heart, and if you won't even realize that you haven't passed the test, and you'll like go on and never realize it. So that's like a weird, like kind of like a culty, they have like this fear-mongering language that they kind of put into this stuff. I don't know. But then at the same time, they kind of like hedge their bets, and they say like, oh, this is not a religion. This is not spirituality. It's not a magical practice, which is really weird when it's got like talking about like hermetic principles, like as above, so below, like one paragraph above. And then it's like, oh, this is not magical practice or religion, by the way. And it's like, oh, if you're talking to somebody about how you're a Rosicrucian, you're just supposed to tell them that you're really interested in philosophy and seeking new knowledge, not about like astral travel and like psychic powers and healing yourself and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know, it's kind of a cop out. I wish they would just double down, like lean into the fact that you're a secret society. If you're gonna LARP about all this like Egypt stuff anyways, I wish they would just go all in and be like, yeah, we're a secret society, we're kind of culty. You can leave if you want to, you just cancel your membership. It's not like a legit cult, but I wish they just kind of like, yeah, just like commit to being like, yeah, we're a secret society, what are you gonna do about it? That's what people want out of a secret society. I think people don't want like they're like trying to be a secular secret society, but it at the same time comes off really new agey. Everybody's like signing their letters like, oh, hey, frater and soror, hey, peace profound. Everyone signs all the frickin' messages, peace profound. That's kind of annoying. But yeah, I think I kind of disagree with them about the afterlife as well from what I've seen so far. I don't think I'm going to see words like demiurge or like, what is the other one? I don't know what I was thinking, but just like Gnostic stuff, I think they're not really about that. It seems like they're very much on board with the idea of reincarnation and like, oh, we're here to learn something and then you're going to reincarnate and live another life. It's like, no, I want to escape the soul trap matrix of reincarnation that has me trapped here. I don't want to come back, okay? This is my last time around. So I don't know if the Rosicrucian stuff is really going to help me in that regard. But yeah. There's also the Grand Imperator right now. I feel like, I mean, I don't know her. I've just seen videos of her, but she doesn't, just like, I feel like I have this gut feeling of somebody that's like spiritually enlightened and like awake. And I don't get that vibe from her at all. Like, you watch somebody like Sadhguru, you know that they're like spiritually awake. This lady is just like, I don't know, like a retired school teacher boomer is like how it comes across. I don't know. So you think if someone made it all the way up to this like Illuminati stage of the Rosicrucian order, they would be more spiritually advanced. But it seems like the meetings, from the screenshots that I've seen online and like pictures, it seems like it really skews heavily towards older people as well. I think like, I don't know, maybe most of this stuff is like that. I was under the assumption that like, if you join something like Thelema Golden Dawn Associated, that it would be more like people my age in their 20s and 30s, but maybe it is just like all senior citizens practicing magic out there. I don't know. But yeah, there was like, I watched this, there's the public Q&A. You can go to like Rosicrucian TV on YouTube and watch it. And I watched the Grand Imperator, Julie Scott. She gave like a Q&A, and it was like, there were all these copes in it. Like somebody asked a question like, oh, the Rosicrucian order has this thing where they're supposed to close to the public every 200 years, and that was supposed to happen in 2023. Why didn't that happen? And she was like, oh, the previous Grand Imperator addressed this. They had a meeting, whatever, in 2023 to address this, the 200-year anniversary when they were supposed to close. And he basically said, things are different now, so we don't have to do that anymore. And it was like, what? That's not an explanation. I don't know. So I think that's like, just come out and say like, you can't survive if you close to the public for 200 years and you operate on a membership basis, and all of your current patrons are like 60 years old, so you're gonna lose like all your funding in 20 years if you close the order to the public. Just say that, like, we can't survive in modern times with like the economy and taxes and stuff. We can't go underground for 200 years and function without membership dues. That's fine, just say that, but don't be like, oh, vague answer why we can't do this, when apparently like every 200 years since Egyptian times, we've been like closing the order and going underground and then opening back up 200 years with this whole like Rosicrucians and whatever. I don't know. Every organization is going to claim that they're like going all the way back, right? They want to be the oldest and the best. So whatever, I just kind of try and ignore that LARPing part and take the practical knowledge that I can get out of this. Like, I don't know. I paid for my year's worth of dues up front, and I'm fine with that. I'm happy with what I'm getting so far, but it is a lot slower than I expected in terms of like the practical knowledge that I thought I would be getting. And yeah, if you want to learn practical stuff, maybe just go online and like learn about like astral projection and psychic powers and magical spells and stuff, and whatever you're interested, you can pick it up yourself on YouTube without waiting like 3 years to get to the right level of initiation that you can actually access it. Read like Initiation into Hermetics by Franz Bardon, or some kind of like a Brabbelin the Mage kind of stuff, and you can pick it up that way. But that's my first thoughts after 2 months in the order. I mean, it's not for everyone. If you are brand new to like weird mystical spiritual stuff and you like the idea of joining a secret society, I think it seems like a good introductory level secret society to join, like baby's first secret society kind of thing. And then maybe you can evolve to like AA or something. I don't know. I try to get into like reading Aleister Crowley's stuff though, and it just like doesn't make sense in my brain the way the words are laid out. I don't know what I'm supposed to get if it's all like secret hidden messages. I don't want to be like decoding secret squares with my decoder ring that I got in a cereal box or something. So that's why I kind of leaned away from the Lima based stuff. It seems not as easy to access. But that's about it. If you have any questions, I'm not going to tell you specifically what's in the monographs, and I don't know all of the higher up stuff obviously because I'm pretty new to it. But if you want to ask me any questions about what the process of joining is like or what you can expect, something that I missed covering, feel free to ask me. I know there's going to be a bunch of Rosicrucians watching this as well, probably just to like make sure I didn't say something that I'm not supposed to, so they can narc me out. I've seen that basically. If you look up any videos from Rosicrucians, there's a bunch of Rosicrucians in the comments. It seems like their full-time job is like just coming on YouTube and defending the order too. It's just kind of annoying. But if you guys want to talk in the comments too, or if you want to correct me if there's something that I'm wrong about, let me know. In a future video, I'm going to cover how I joined a cult online when I was like 13 years old. And I think I actually learned more from that than from the Rosicrucian order, but both still good experiences. Would recommend if you got an extra, like $10 or $15 a month or whatever it costs to join up. You'll get some cool ideas. You can try and ascend to your celestial sanctum. You can create your own celestial sanctum. That's a very cool experience. So go ahead and do that. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.